Okay, this video is gonna be slightly different. It's like a 100 subs special, and firstly I want to thank you guys for helping me reach this small milestone of 100 subs. And surprisingly, actually not really surprisingly, it took me exactly 1 year to reach 100 subs, which I think is super cool. But hopefully in the next year I'll be making more than 100 subs. I'm hoping for that exponential growth. Anyways, this video is gonna be more about my story. I feel like I haven't introduced myself properly and you guys know nothing about me, right? So if you don't already know, my name is Junaid. People call me differently. Some people pronounce it differently. Some people call it Junaid, some people call it Junaid, some people, I don't know. It's up to their own interpretation, but my parents call me Junaid, so that's what I consider my name to be. So yeah, this video is just gonna be about my story and how I grew up as a person. So up till about 2 years ago, I've always been this reserved, shy kid who was generally seen as an introvert. I wasn't really able to express myself or even like talk to people in general, and I often got talked over. Like people just like cut me off and just talk over me, and to some certain extent I actually got used to it at that point. And that's the type of person I was 2 years ago. Up till 2 years ago, throughout my life, every single report that I got, it would say that Junaid is a reserved kid. He should try to be more outgoing. He should try to talk more. He should try to be more initiative. He should take the initiative to do this, to do that. And all my report cards had this same word reserved in it. And if you don't know, reserved just means like the shy kid who just sits at a corner and doesn't really like do shit. So yeah, in general, that was the type of person I used to be up till 2 years ago. And then I started actual self-improvement. So this wasn't just physical, right? I've been doing calisthenics for about, I don't know, 6-7 years till now, probably even longer than that. And if you don't know what calisthenics is basically just body weight training. So that would be push-ups, pull-ups, squats, and all that stuff. So I used to like actually train calisthenics. I learned the back lever. I tried to build up to a planche, but I never did. I only got till an advanced duck planche. Like I could hold a straddle planche for maybe 2 to 3 seconds, but yeah, that's about it. Yeah, so I was into fitness for quite some time, maybe like 6-7 years. But I officially started actual self-improvement about 2 years ago. And what's made me start self-improvement? I was at the worst point in my life, and I would say like it's rock bottom. I don't want to like elaborate too much on it because I don't really like thinking back about those times when shit wasn't so good. And yeah, basically everything just hit me like a truck all at once, and it kind of put me into like a horrible state of mind, horrible everything. Basically I feel like my life was the worst during this point in time, and I was in this depressive state, this state of not wanting to do anything. So you know, when I make these videos about depression and all this shit, trust me, I've been there, and that's why I am credible enough to give you this advice. And that's another thing about me. And I don't like to give advice unless I have personally gone through it. Because why the fuck should I be talking about stuff that I don't know personally or I haven't gone through personally, right? It doesn't make sense. So yeah, that was like the worst few months in my life, and bro, And during that time, I really had no one because my school just ended, right? And you know, friends are fucking situational. Generally, most friends are situational. They're just there with you until school is over, and then boom, they're gone. But yeah, I'm not gonna say I did not have any friends at that time. I did have some friends who were constantly checking up on me and like just making sure I was alright. And because of that incident where people were constantly checking up on me, because of that, I tend to check up on my friends. And I play the older brother role right now because I know how it feels to be in that state. So I don't want anyone that is close to me to be in that state, right? Anyways, so I had a few friends that were super motivating. They were like, I'd like to name one in person, who is Aditya, and I can't lie, bro. He's an actual G, bro. He's been there for me since I was like in 11th grade. Wait, no, I was in 12th grade. And yeah, we grow super close. He was into the same things that I was into. He was into fitness. And when he came, he first joined, I was in 12th grade and he was in 11th. So we met at the pull-up bar and he was like, damn, bro, you can do a muscle up and shit, bro. Like, he was like low-key glazing me for being able to do a muscle up. But yeah, that's our first interaction that I can recall. Then after that, we just like started meeting at the pull-up bar and we started talking to each other, we became friends and whatsoever, right? You know how fast guys become friends, right? Yeah, and then the more I talked to him, I realized our goals actually aligned with each other. Our goals were super similar. And even at that time, I wasn't like completely into self-improvement. I was just like brushing the surface of self-improvement. And with him around, I started like reading more. Okay, so I didn't read a lot of self-improvement books at that time. I was still a kid, bro. I still read like dumbass books and shit. And at that time, I started reading more books because so I realized that our goals tend to align quite a lot, right? So then we were still talking after my school ended and shit. So he was 1 year junior to me, but even after my school ended, we were still talking. And then about 3 months later, and then there was this one day I went to this mall which was like 100 kilometers away from my house. So I went with my family there and I picked out, we were at this bookstore and I just randomly saw this orange book and I don't know why it caught my eye, but I went closer to it and I saw the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. And I don't know why or what snapped in me, but I felt the need to take up that book. And bro, trust me, this was at a mall called Lulu Mall, so it's at my place it's not that expensive to get this book, but if you're buying it from a mall it's gonna be like 3 times the price. And if I'm not wrong, it was like 750 rupees, okay? So compared to like the Singapore dollar, it's like probably what? It's probably like $12. But if you were to buy it online in India, it's probably like what? $2-3. Anyways, the point being, I got my parents to buy me that book, which cost like 750 rupees, which is 3 times the actual price of the book. So you know, the malls just charge you more than it's actually the actual cost, right? Anyways, so I read this book, and honestly, this is the first actual self-improvement book that I've read till the end. And this is what kind of set off that snowball effect. This is the start of that snowball effect of self-improvement. And bro, trust me, I was still in this shitty state of depression or whatever shit you like to call it. And that's when Aditya, he asked me to join him at the gym. So the thing is, I used to go to the gym like 1 year prior to that, and I wasn't really taking it that seriously. Me and one of my friends just went there and we were like just honestly just having a good time, you know, just boys chilling at the gym, having fun, lifting weights. But I wasn't really like taking it seriously, and I didn't really have the correct motivation to actually push myself hard enough to make proper gains, right? So back then I used to go for like, I don't know, 2 to 3 months, and that's about it. So when Aditya asked me to join him at the gym, bro, I was like fucking lonely, lost. I had nothing to do. I was just fucking sitting at home rotting. So this was during, mind you, this was during the month of Ramadan. So I was fasting, and then after I ended my fast, which was at around 7 plus, sorry, in India time it was like 6 plus. So I broke my fast, I ate some food, and then I went to the gym at around 7:38. And then the gym closes at 9:30, so I have to fucking like dial in, lock in. We used to have like insane workouts, bro. Like, I'm not even kidding. It was so hype. And bro, this was the type of happiness that I've been missing for so long. And spending this time with bro, it was, man, you know, when I think back about it, it just gets me so hyped up because our time spent together was so insane, bro. Like, I'm not even kidding. Every single time we meet each other, bro, our energies are like at the same level, and we just like hype each other up so much that literally doing nothing is super fun. And that's the type of energy you want with your brothers, bro. Like, you guys just hype each other up, and then like you do stupid shit, but at the same time you don't do too stupid shit, you know. Yeah, but bro, just talking about him makes me so happy, bro, because our energies are like so matched. We match each other's energy. Okay, we may not have like the exact same values, but our goals are there, and I think goals aligning with each other as friends are super important. Because, you know, I know what he wants and he knows what I want, and that's what matters, right? So anyways, we used to gym together every day. So at that time I had a buzz cut, bro, so I was bald as shit. Okay, not really bald as shit, but like, I had a buzz cut and I was like growing it back slowly. I had cut my hair prior to that for my final exams. You know, I had to lock in on that grind and shit. Yeah, it was pretty dumb, but you know what? Every man should get a buzz cut once in his life. I think that's super important. And then so we used to work out for like, we worked out for like 3 months together, and 3-4 months, I don't know, a few months. And bro, this was like the best 3-4 months of my life because we was having so much fun, and this was almost every day, right? We gym like 4 or 5 days a week with 1 or 2 rest days, and that's about it. This was when life was like super good. You know, you didn't have any like external things to worry about. We just went to the gym, we just had fun, all this shit. And after that I moved back to Singapore. So that's when there's another shift in my life, right? So yeah, that was kind of like a huge shift in my life because I was so used to the life in India, and then now I had to move back. So I just got used to the life in India, and then now I had to move back to Singapore again, right? So I think that was kind of sad, but at the same time it gave me more room to grow, and I think that's really important as well. You know, character development is extremely important. You got to know that one day you might just lose everything. So you treasure your days more, you enjoy your days more, you have fun more, you smile more, you cherish the moments more, right? So once I moved back to Singapore, this was the time I actually locked the fuck in on self-improvement, bro. I started trying new things, I started learning new things, business, dropshipping, Printify stores, bro, everything. I was doing literally everything because I didn't want to work a fucking 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. So I got into the trading space, Forex. I learned a little bit of futures options, and I was like, nah, Forex is the one for me. Then first I used to trade demo on Forex. Then I moved to commodities such as gold, silver, XAG USD, and sometimes I trade, not anymore though, because the spreads are outrageous. Anyways, point being, when I moved back to Singapore, I was all alone, bro. So I had so much free time. I decided to get like a part-time job because I was waiting for my enlistment. So I was just like, what was I doing? I was just chilling, sitting at home, going through every single option that I had to make money, right? So then this got me to that, like the finance space, and then I had a lot of free time, so I decided to pick up a part-time job. I was working at a food and beverage place, and honestly, that pushed me to be more outgoing, because you need to interact with customers. You need to deal with the bullshit that they say, right? Sometimes they're like fucking yelling at you, and sometimes you just gotta accept it, because if not, you're gonna get fucking fired, right? So that gave me the opportunity to like force myself to be in a position where I had to deal with people. And bro, mind you, at this time I was still a fucking shy, reserved ass motherfucker. And because I pushed myself to go and do this and do that, I forced myself to interact with people. And bro, this was one of the first major events that made me who I am. Then following that, I started recording videos. So again, Aditya, he forced me to start recording videos, and bro, I am forever grateful to him for that. Because right now I'm talking to you like I'm talking to a friend, bro. It's like that simple now. And if you scroll down enough, like 100 plus videos down, you'll find my first video where I'm like, oh yo, I actually forgot what I even said in the first video, but I was just sitting like something like this and saying some shit off of a script. And yeah, bro, it's as retarded as it might sound. That was what pushed me. That was what pushed me to create my first video on this platform. And look at where we are right now. We got 108 subs, baby. Yeah. And we're gonna keep growing, bro. We're gonna keep growing. We're gonna reach 1,000. We're gonna reach 10K. We're gonna keep going up, bro. This is just a small milestone. This is nothing. So yeah. And then I started, in my social life, I started interacting with people more. I learned to listen more. Listening is a skill, by the way. I listened more to the people when they talked. I tried to let people have their opinion, and I give people space. That's super important. And the more I dealt with people, I stopped becoming this shy and timid boy. I put myself in a position where I had to interact with people, right? So you have to force yourself. You have to put yourself out there. You have to force that discomfort on yourself to actually see growth, right? You can't just be sitting in a room and be like, oh bro, I'm a Thai, I'm timid, I'm shy, I'm a reserved kid. But you're not even fucking trying, right? You gotta put yourself out there if you actually want to see some growth. And that's exactly the fuck what I did. So with that shit out of the way, I started my national service, right? And then I had events that I had to like basically take charge of. There was one recent event that I was emceeing for, and bro, looking back, I was this fucking reserved kid, and then now I'm here emceeing for a fucking event for the whole department, bro. Just imagine the growth that you have had to have to be able to do that. And I think that is super impressive. And bro, I am genuinely so thankful that I actually got on this self-improvement grind. And honestly, it all starts with doing something you don't want to do. Yeah, and the reason I'm here is because I put myself in that situation. So my camera actually died. It was on 2% battery. So I was talking about constantly putting myself in difficult situations so I could basically adapt and overcome. So where I'm currently working right now, I'm serving my NS. So where I'm currently working right now, I have had quite a few opportunities to be put in an uncomfortable situation. So currently I'm also training people. So I've trained 6 people right now in the work that I do. So that's one thing. You learn patience, you learn a lot of different skills. Even the fact that I've had to do public speaking, coming from someone who was like fucking timid, so reserved. And if you ask the past me from like 2 to 3 years ago if I would even dare to be on stage emceeing in front of a huge crowd, bro, I would probably like shit my pants, bro. Like that all that is just like probably a dream back then, that maybe one day I would achieve it. And guess what, bro? I fucking did. And yeah, also another thing is, also as I've moved forward from whatever life I was living back then, I realized I've started to be more influential, and I have this influence over the people around me. And the thing is, people come to me for advice, although I'm like one of the youngest in my office, bro. I'm like fucking 19. I'm turning 20 this year. And bro, these people that are like in their mid 30s, early 40s, they come to me for advice, and I'm like, bro, and I mean, it sounds pretty funny, but sometimes I have actual valid advice for them. And it's kind of strange because I'm like half your age, bro, but somehow I have the advice that you need, the thing that you need to be hearing right now. And yeah, so I think it's all mainly comes down to respect as well. The way you carry yourself, the way you act, the way you treat people, the way you present yourself. I think all of this is super important. And honestly, if you carry yourself like some fucking joker, jester, people are just gonna treat you like that. People are not gonna value you that much, you know? And I know people that are being treated like a jester because they don't have the courage, or they don't set that boundaries for themselves, and they don't have that self-respect to actually respect their own boundaries that they set themselves. And yeah, I was recently talking to one of my friends. Like, it's like a small group. We're just talking about gym stuff, and I've been doing this gym thing for like quite some time, so I've like quite a good knowledge in my opinion. So I was explaining to my friend about some exercise not being as effective as the other exercise, and I actually cut off one of my friend who was talking. But I was so involved in like just telling my other friend about this exercise, and I did register that I actually cut him off. So I used to be someone that was like constantly being cut off, right? So immediately once I was done with my point, I was like, sorry for cutting you off, bro. You were saying something? And I think that makes him respect me so much more, because yes, I did cut him off, but I had that integrity, or that respect, to actually acknowledge that he was trying to say something, but I accidentally cut him off. And I was giving him that stage to raise his point as well, right? So I think respect is like give and take. If you respect someone, they will generally have to respect you back. And if they don't, then ask them to fuck off. It's like quite simple. You have to. I'm not saying you just expect people to respect you. Respect is not just given, it's earned. So you give respect to someone and you earn respect back. It's very simple. And the thing is, if someone doesn't respect your time or or value you as a person, then just cut them the fuck off. Yeah, and that's basically my story. How I started off as a reserved, shy, introvert kid. And now I am exactly who I want to be. Maybe not financially there, but I will be there financially. And when I am there financially, I'm gonna make this hard ass edit to this one song. Let me find it. Yeah. So when I make it financially, when I become rich, when I build my empire, when I've done it all, when I am who I want to be, I'll make a hard-ass edit with this song.
I can't believe I made it this far. Tell you how I feel, tell you how I feel.
So yeah, that pretty much sums my story. And lastly, I just want to add that I made this channel for two reasons. One is obviously the selfish reason of getting followers, getting fame, getting money. It's the normal. Most people do that and they just don't tell you that. But yes, it is one of the reasons I created this channel, so that I can have an extra source of income. Who doesn't want multiple streams of income? Everyone does. And if you are watching this video and you don't do it yourself, I think you should. And I'm not there yet. I'm still at like 108 subs right now, and I still have quite a long way to go before I actually monetize my channel, but I will get there, God willing. And the second reason is, bro, I've gone through so much shit in my life, and to an extent I think that I matured much earlier than a lot of my friends, and that's one of the reasons that they constantly come to me for advice, although I'm like younger than them and shit. So maybe this is just my way of trying to help people who are or have been in similar situations to me and are like trying to fight their way out. And I think it's just me doing my part to benefit you, while also it benefits me. And yeah, I think as someone who, and I think as a content creator, it's really important that we are honest with what we do and what content I put out for the viewers to see. And from my earlier videos, I think I've made like insane growth, insane improvement, not just in the content that I'm putting out, but also as a person, as a whole. And I am really appreciative and grateful for everyone that is here, that is watching these videos. And of course, to my brother Aditya, thank you for putting me on the game, bruh. Goddamn. Anyways, that will be all for this video. So if you stayed till the end, God bless you, bro. For real, it's been a long video. Anyways, take care.